Hello and welcome viewers and subscribers of AVG News. My name is Oisi, the son of Nobe, and I'm here to just give you a quick update as we promised that we'll continue to update you on the happenings in Zimbabwe's political landscape. You will know that the hot topic of Triple C, that is the Citizens Coalition for Change, which is the party, the mainstream opposition party in Zimbabwe, led by advocate Nelson Chamisa. You'll know that there's been a lot of hullabaloo in that particular party where internal fissures have been threatening the existence of the opposition party. So now you will remember that last week on the 3rd of October, a guy called Sengezo Chabangu, who claims to be the interim Secretary General of Triple C, wrote to the Speaker of Parliament uh, seeking to recall 15 members of Parliament who were elected under Triple C ticket, and he said that those had ceased to be members of the party. Now, Triple C hit back through Gift Ostalos Siziba, claiming that Chabangu is not only the interim secretary general of the party as he had claimed, but also he's not a member of Triple C. It's a very tricky situation. Now, the Speaker of Parliament, Advocate Jacob Mudenda, yesterday wrote to the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission stating that those 15 members had been recalled and declaring vacancies in their respective constituencies. He also wrote to the chief election officers in those MPs' respective provinces, stating that vacancies had arisen in those particular constituencies. But now, this you will also know that we reported just earlier today that members of Triple C had taken this matter to court to challenge their recall, and they also protested in court, in parliament, against their recall by Chabang, whom they insist is an imposter. They also insist he's a surrogate of the ruling ZANU-PF party. But now the latest is that Chabang is now hit back again, and he has expelled Advocate Nelson Chamisa from Triple C. So he accuses him of a raft number of charges. We are going to read that. We're going to read the whole letter that Chabang wrote expelling Chamisa from Triple C. It's a one-page long letter. It says it's a press statement written on the 10th of October 2023, which is today. Expulsion of Nelson Chamisa from the Citizens Coalition for Change. With immediate effect, Advocate Nelson Chamisa has been expelled from the Citizens Coalition for Change. Nelson Chamisa has been expelled for personalizing the party, as well as his continued gross disregard of the party constitution, amongst other issues, including embezzlement of party funds. Last year, a total of US $120,000 was raised for Advocate Nelson Chamisa's bulletproof car, and the money disappeared. The party received $300,000 last month from partner international organizations for Job Sikhala's legal fees, and the money disappeared. The party also received some $6 million. Part of the money was to fund the training, deployment, and payment of election agents. The money disappeared, and the party couldn't deploy agents at all polling stations, and to this date, not even one from the recruited 55,000 agents has been paid. $3 million also disappeared from the party's offshore accounts, and we got no explanation for all this. Number two, personalization of the party. Chamisa has made the party his personal property and is now running at his own discretion. The party symbol is his face. He takes all crucial decisions by himself, and now the party is serving his personal interest. We cannot allow that. Collaboration with ZANU-PF and ex-ZANU-PF members resulting in heavy infiltration, and now the party has been hijacked. Abusing the party's name to raise funds for his personal projects, tarnishing the image of the party through stage managing abductions, and through inciting public violence in the name of the party. Imposition of candidates resulting in the loss of some constituencies and was throughout the country, neglecting party loyalists and bigwigs while rewarding friends, relatives, and concubines. Betrayal of Job Sikhala, who has been in prison for more than a year now. Advocate Nelson Chamisa embezzled money for his legal fees and also neglected his family. Nelson Chamisa has failed to support crucial party events. October 7 Messina mass demonstration with the potential of giving citizens victory for the stolen election, while resorting to Twitter Bible verses and useless parable. Citizens want action. Chamisa has failed to petition SADC, the UN, and the EU over the stolen August 23 election, running the party along tribal lines. We therefore advise citizens to ignore all distractions by individuals working to derail the citizens' movement. With immediate effect, Professor Welshman Ncube and Advocate Tendai Biti are acting presidents until the party convenes an extraordinary Congress on the days to be advised, and all official communication will be coming from the Interim Secretary General's office. Yours faithfully, Sengezo Chabang, Interim Secretary General. So this is the letter that was written by Sengezo Chabang, expelling Nelson Chamisa, and he has put Tendai Biti and Welshman Ncube as the interim leaders of the party. Now, we already had gotten some wind of the involvement of the two in the earlier. You will remember that, if for those who watched the video that we posted about the expulsions or recalls of members of CCC, you will see that it was a cryptic message posted. There was a cryptic message posted on the cover of that video, where we had Nelson Chamisa at the center, Welshman Ncube on his right, and Tendai Biti on the left. It was a cryptic message because we knew that there was something cooking around the two leaders. Now, what is happening is that it is true that CCC agents have not been paid their money. None of them has been paid. We have verified this with members of CCC. It is true they've not been paid. We don't know about the disappearance of the other money that has been mentioned by Chabang, but we know that for certain none of the CCC agents has been paid. We don't know about the rest, but we also don't know what is going to happen. You remember, this thing has been cooking for some time, and that is why I've been wanting people to keep ZANU-PF out of this, because it has become the norm that when our greedy, power-hungry opposition officials fight each other, they always start pointing fingers at ZANU-PF, and that is the reason why we have failed to hold our opposition leaders to account. We have failed to keep them accountable to the people who elected them, to keep them accountable for the promises that they make going to elections. And then soon after the elections, they start fighting each other. They no longer consider the people who elected them into office. And we said last week, when they boycotted Parliament, that is the State of the Nation address, that there was a lot of simmering hate within the party, because members of Parliament who wanted to go to Parliament for the official opening, or rather for the State of the Nation address by President Mnangagwa, were threatened with recalls if they dared go there, and they were threatened by Advocate Nelson Chamisa and those that are close to him. So this is when this issue became to come to a head, and we saw Nelson Chamisa saying that those who didn't want him to lead them must go out and start their own party. And he said, even declared, that there is no party which is ever going to be bigger than CCC. This is some form of arrogance that doesn't carry the hopes of the people. It doesn't help the people at all. But we are not saying that he's the wrong one in as far as this internal fighting is concerned, because we don't know exactly who is going to emerge victorious. But for the triumph of democracy, we wished that this split was not going to happen now. And you will see that is now affecting the work of parliament. ZANU-PF has always been rooting for a two-thirds majority, and CCC has already given them this penalty. Right now, the party is in shambles. It is in total tatters. And let me tell you right away that it's got nothing to do with ZANU-PF. It's got everything to do with CCC, their own members, their own leaders, their power hunger. And the party going to this election was always structured in a way that there was a faction that was loyal to Tendai Biti, a faction that was loyal to Nelson Chamisa, a faction that was loyal to Professor Welshman Ncube, and there was another faction which was loyal to Dr. Thokozani Kupe. And this is where the party has always been vulnerable. That is where we knew that the party was going to split. And now it has split. It doesn't look good, because the next 5 years are going to be ZANU-PF riding roughshod over everyone else, because believe you me, they are going to get the two-thirds majority that they want, and they're going to change the constitution whether we like it or not. The main problem being we don't have an opposition. Nelson Chamisa and his cronies in CCC, let me say, everyone who has been in the MDC cannot, as we have always been saying, cannot be the solution that Zimbabwe needs. They cannot be the alternative that Zimbabwe needs. And they've always been proving to the people that they don't have the people at heart. They don't care about Zimbabweans. All they care about is power. And once you are drunk with hunger for power, this is what is going to happen. They've always been obsessed with ZANU-PF, ZANU-PF must score, and every other thing else, forgetting the people who elect them. They've failed to change the lives of the people who elected them. They have a chance. They've been given chances since 2000 in the urban centers. They have totally failed. And all they do is they blame it on ZANU-PF. They blame it on July Moyo. They blame it on central government without accepting their own failures, without taking responsibility for their own failures. This is the time for Zimbabwe to now look beyond these two parties, that is ZANU-PF and CCC, because nothing is going to come out of them. We will keep you updated, but this is the issue right now. Bongani Mo is saying, Yo Zwaga Woma, guys, it's going to be worse. It's really going to be worse for as long as Zimbabweans who want change continue to place their hopes in anything previously or currently MDC, or you call it CCC now. You are not going to solve the Zimbabwean problem, because these people are clueless. These people have got scant regard for the law. They've got scant regard for their own constitutions. They've got scant regard for the people. They don't care about you. They will never care about you. We said this before the elections. We say that now it is time for Zimbabweans to start afresh and look beyond this populist politics of dancing and singing and talking about God. We cannot be relying on God or praying for things that we can do on our own. Let us get out of this cocoon. Let us get out of this false hope of saying the SADC is going to intervene. I said, and many of you insulted me a few weeks ago, that there will not be fresh elections in Zimbabwe. There is no way that the SADC is going to force Zimbabwe into an election, because they don't have the power to do that. We want again that Zimbabwe's problems lie beyond Nelson Chamisa. They lie beyond CCC. They lie beyond this Chabangu guy. They lie beyond Welshman Ncube and Tendai Biti. They lie beyond ZANU-PF. This is the time for Zimbabweans to start afresh, focusing on 2028. Thank you very much. This is what we had for you today. We will continue to hold this live broadcast, because the situation has reached another level. As the general said when they staged a coup, when they staged a coup in 2017, but it's going to be a long, rocky road going to 2028. The times to start is now. Thank you very much.